What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Legendary Fallen Titan. Um, I just got rid of all my builds on Paragon. As you know, the game's done. But the better question is, why am I even on here? That is a great question for sure. As it is basically, in the garbage disposal right now. But I'm using this as a kind of like a format for myself for something I want to make in the future. Um, I'll kind of explain more later about it, but basically, I kind of want to. I'm kind of using like the core. I don't know if you know about core, but it's like a little thing where you can actually create your own games. I'm actually kind of like using it as like a format to show how a MOBA should be like, kind of. Or at least I haven't actually done anything with it yet, but I'm going to be. I'm just kind of like taking notes, sort of deal, of these type of items and stuff like that, what not to do and stuff like that. uh, so yeah, I'm kind of like practicing like MOBA cards in my own way. Not that I'll probably ever make a game of my own, but it's just something kind of fun to talk about later on in a video, I feel. But what is the point of today's video? Well, I know there is still a few people out there that are playing the game, having fun with it, whatever. I think it's about time because I was looking at the cards again, looking through it all, and I think I have finally, and unfortunately, I only have now discovered it now that I'm actually officially done with the game. I believe I have narrowed it down to the best. I think I narrowed it all down to like the best possible tank build you can have in the sense of durability, if you will. Now, without further ado, let's make our final build together today. So, who now, of course, we gotta pick a character of who this is gonna be. Today's video, we are making the most powerful tank in the game possible. Um, I'm not gonna be, like I said, I'm not be. There's not gonna be any footage of this in action. That's for whoever wants to try it out, basically. So, the strongest tank in the game, if it wasn't obvious enough, for durability, it's Rampage. Rampage is the tankiest character in the game. I know this. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know this. It really came down to him, Sevrog, and Greystone. And kind of Boris, but not really. Ultimately, though, Rampage with his passive stats being some of the highest in the game, other than Boris, and it's not even that far from Boris anyway. Like I think it's like 2 points of armor, maybe that's about it. Something very insignificant amount. But his ult is what makes him stronger than Boris, regardless. His ult makes him have 1100 health while having insane health regeneration. Now that you got that out of the way, good. So we're going for the perfect tank build, and it's gonna be for Rampage. This is my last build I'm doing. I only want to do this so I could say that I did have the best build sort of deal for or the best understanding of a tank in this game. That's kind of what I'm doing this for, and for anyone that's still playing it, because there's still technically 52 days or so until the game shuts down. So a good amount of time for you guys to at least try it, I suppose, for anyone that is playing it. So you might be wondering, how the heck did you figure out? How the hell did you narrow it down? Well, I was like I said, I was looking at these cards, thinking about them for my game, and I just thought, it just kind of hit me. I think I found the perfect build. So after they nerfed nanomachines, I don't think nanomachines is really like it's not, it wasn't that big of a nerf, but I think for sustainability, I think Sweet Life ultimately just does it better. I do think tanks need some sustainability because of the fact that it's a tank. I mean, if you're not healing, meanwhile the carries are healing in some way, because carriers can heal by lifesteal, and their own support. So if you don't have a way of counteracting that with your own healing, then you're kind of just not doing too well, basically. So the first one is, like I said, it's gonna be Sweet Life. Sweet Life's gonna be your first item. The next one is going to be Blacksmith Scissors. Reason being more, basically more endurance. You get anytime you get hit by a hard conjugal effect, you essentially regenerate 10% of your health over the course of 5 seconds, while also having defense, 50 defense, and 400 health. So pretty good right there. Next item, high end armor. High end armor has always been a prime item in my builds, and it still is for this one. High end armor, you receive damage from all attacks by 20% less, so this is always gonna be good as there's just so much physical damage on the map by the objectives, the minions, the carry, which does the highest damage in the game by far, and yeah. The next item is going to be Berserker's Helm. Berserker's Helm is specifically to counter the carry, while also having 95 armor in total. When you count the physical and magic defense, this is really, really high armor that you don't want to miss out on. You also get an insane amount of cooldown reduction, so you can even put this on your first item. It's just super good. It increases the attacker's attack speed and slows them 6%. So this ultimately makes it to where uh, if they shoot you a bunch of times and they're doing since they did add the back penalty, sorta, you know, they're definitely gonna be punished by even shooting at you with this item equipped. So they're gonna be moving very, very slow. You'll be able to easily catch up to them if they're trying to backpedal you, and or if you're just trying to catch up to them, they're still gonna slow themselves down. And they'll probably just lose you in the long haul. If you're trying to run away from them because you're low or something, this is going to help you with that as well. Trying to get out of those bad situations against the carry. It's just a best. It's one of the best items against a carry because of the fact that you're just reducing that attack speed, which reducing that attack speed is essential. And like I said, you got all that armor. It's just so much armor, so you don't want to miss out on that. Speaking of armor, Mentor of the High Priest. Mentor of the High Priest has 55, well, 57 physical defense when you count the passive, because the passive, as you know by now, when you hit level 18, the the passive down there adds to your total armor, so you get 57 physical defense and 62 magic defense, along with 300 health, 10 cooldown, yada yada yada. The final item, the final item is going to be, so there's two, there's really two, um, but I think ultimately, though, Shockwave Generator. I was gonna say Mana Black Hole because of the reduction, but ultimately, I think Shockwave Generator only because with this build you have a lot of magic defense already. When you look at it like this, uh, these are all magic defense items. All of them, all four of these. I mean, these are hybrid items, so you basically have two physical defense items and two magic defense items, while also having two hybrid items between the two of both having high physical and magic defense. Let me show you the build. So the build now, uh, there we go. So this is basically your perfect build. It has great utility against carries. It has great adaptability. Um, like I said, it just has a lot of sustain because you have Sweet Life, uh, you have Sweet Life, you have I can't for some reason I can't. Oh, Blacksmith Scissors. God dang it. Okay, yeah, you have those two items that kind of help you out in sustaining, while also being Rampage. So you also have that ult, but it also gives you a shit ton of regeneration and everything else. You also have 40% cooldown with this build. And we'll just go against the tower real quick. How do you do this again? Uh, we'll just do it in him. As you can see, it really does almost nothing to us. Um, it's kind of laughable, actually. It started shooting us at 109, so it's been like 20 seconds already. But as you can see with our ult, we have 6,000 health with high regeneration. Yeah, this build is extremely tanky, though. One more shot, we would have died. So basically 144. So we basically survived for well over 30 seconds. Um, yeah, this build's just really well rounded. It has 316 physical armor, 264 magic armor, 40 cooldown, and 4 to 800 health. While in your ult you have, you know, um, 6,000 health. And despite us just using the ult, we already have it back. It comes back every 50 seconds, so you basically have this bastard in every team fight essentially. Um, because by the time you get out of it, you reduce the cooldown by 10 seconds. So you essentially only gotta wait 38 seconds really until your ult comes back online, which won't take too long. Now there's also the karmas, so let's talk about that. So the best karmas are, as a tank, you're definitely gonna want to pick up this. Protection is the best thing because it counters this. It's as simple as that. It literally just counters pain. Everyone picks this fucking item up because it's ridiculously OP. But you have this to counter it. It's also just really good amount of defense to have, just to, because shields are also really good in this game. It's like the one thing that really holds you over. The second thing you want to pick up is gonna be this. I think it's this one or this one. No, it's this one. Weakened. Activate decreases nearby enemy heroes' attack speed by 50% and physical power by 50% and magical power by 50% for 6 seconds and 160-second cooldown. These two items are your best things for a tank. Like I said, this is specifically for like Rampage. I mean, it really could just work for any fucking tank though, probably. I can't tell you for sure because um, well, I haven't tested it with this build yet, but and probably never will. So maybe I'll test it on my last day, but at that point, what does it matter? So if you wanted a perfect tank build, there you go. Sweet Life, high end armor, Berserker's Helm, Mitters of the High Priest, Blast with Scissors, Chakra Generator. Like I said, you got good utility, you got good armor, cooldown, and you'll have a decent chance to get the carry. You're just super tanky against one. You do a lot to them. You slow them down, and you also give a buff to your team as well with this item. So you're also kind of a miniature support. So you're doing a lot, and you also just have, like I said, you have this item that helps you out, and you have this item. So there is uh there is one item that is up for debate. Um, like you could if you want to, you could replace. If you don't like Sweet Life, you can replace it with Artificial Gravity. Um, that will help you against a carry pretty well if it's like doing a lot to you. Um, other than that, though, I guess if you don't like Chakra Generator, yeah, Mana Black Hole, but I don't know. But essentially, this is what I think the best build is. If you want to trade Sweet Life with this, you can. But for my perfect build, I think this is the way to go. With Rampage, you just have so much health in this. Uh, because this also scales off of how much health you have. So 2% of your max health, while also 2% of your max health for this. While also, I think Rampage is passive. Also, Okay, actually, it's only six. It actually is just a straight 60 health a second, so whatever. Um, but yeah, that's all I really had to discuss with you guys. Just the perfect tank build. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry it took me this long that you would get it out, and it's pretty much irrelevant at this point. But I'm just getting a video out there essentially. So, and like I said, I just want to leave it off with a good, with a best note that I can with this game, for my tank players out there. So, if you haven't already, try this build. I guarantee you have great success with it because it's just like I said, you don't do that much damage with it. That's not the point of it. You just tank a fuck ton. And if you're using Rampage, you're just gonna be really tanky in a fight. Um, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.